Hello, and welcome back to the world of assassination and the subscriber contracts. And today's contract, Sapienza Security, set in Sapienza. And the contract ID is up on the screen now for anyone who wishes to have a crack at it, and has been supplied to us today courtesy of Paul Anderson 37. So on to our briefing. This contract was inspired by YouTuber Atrotic. However, this is not a speedrun, so take it easy and take your time with these 5 targets. And speaking of targets, today we do have 5 of them. All must be eliminated whilst disguised as the mansion security. 1 via injected poison, 2 via accidental explosions, 1 via pistol, and 1 via an accident fall. And we also have only 1 exit available. We must only get headshots. We cannot be spotted. No bodies can be found excluding accidents and poisons. And we cannot be recorded. We must only eliminate our targets, and we cannot change disguise as our objectives. So right from the start and off the bat, we are just going to sit right here for almost 2 minutes while we wait for Francesca to finish her phone call and leave the area with her entourage. So as you can see, one of her bodyguards is one of our targets. We're going to wait for them to all leave, and then we're going to head for the small security room just at the back of this area, and we're going to take out the surveillance system before we do anything else. So once Francesca and her friends here have all vacated the area, if she hurries up, there we go. So we're just going to quickly use instinct, and we're just going to check on the guard in the security office who has just put down his cigarette. So we can now make our way around to said security office, duck in through the window. We're going to render him unconscious, and we will take out the surveillance system. I'm also going to hide this gentleman's body, as I'm not sure if anyone comes in here or not. I don't believe normally anyone does, but I have had instances in the past where his body has been found when I've left him in the room. So with him now dealt with, we're going to make our way up and over the building through the attic, and we're going to retrieve a propane cylinder along the way, and we're going to move on to our first target. And there are 2 just down in the garden area, 1 by the pool and 1 by the barbecue. And I think we will take out the barbecue target first of all. As you can see, he stood down there. So we're just going to wait for his colleague in the white shirt to move away. And when he does, we can drop our propane cylinder down this chimney right here, which will detonate once it reaches the bottom. So that's our first target taken care of, and 1 free flying lesson given out. We're now going to head to Francesca's office, and she should be in attendance at the present time. So we're just going to make our way in, and this is our next target right here. He is the injected poison target. So we're going to select our lethal syringe, and we are going to wait for Francesca to leave, and as soon as the guard turns to go with her, we're going to jab him in the back with our needle. Hopefully he doesn't fall outside the room, which he hasn't, so his body won't be spotted for a few minutes. And we can then move on to our next target, who will be down by the pool area. So before we leave the roof, we're going to retrieve a second propane cylinder. and we're going to make our way down the stairs. Be very much aware that the explosion for our first target will have triggered a bit of a panic, and there may be guards still running around and being enforcers. But luckily today the coast was clear, so we're going to exit out the back of the observatory. We're going to make our way down to this little grass area, and we're going to throw our propane cylinder just up against the wall there. I don't know where our target has gone. He could be the one removing the previous target's body. Either way, when he comes back, he will take up his position leaning against the wall, and he will proceed to light himself a cigarette, and he will find out that smoking kills. So he should be lighting up any second now, and then a very quick and very short flying lesson. So 3 targets now taken care of. So we're just going to now make our way all the way out of the Caruso Villa, and we're heading right to the edge of the map where we will find the florist, just as Francesca's bodyguard is being discovered, and this is where we will encounter our first problem. So we're just going to render this guy very quickly unconscious and get him into the tall grass, and I don't see how anyone could speed run this, as our next target, who is the florist over by the the cyclist, does not obey the rules. So we've just taken out our silenced pistol. We've tried to interrupt his conversation, which used to be very, very easy. In fact, all you had to do was walk over and bump into him. But now that does not work. It seems that we have to wait for this conversation, which is quite lengthy, to play out. So as you can see, the second shot has made everybody panic. The cyclist has run off. The target has come to ask us for help before running off to find somebody else. And then everybody goes right back to their original positions, and the whole conversation starts again. So we will be waiting here for quite some time, and eventually the target and his cyclist friend there will eventually go back to their normal routines. As you can see, completely unable to do anything to interrupt them. Now, you used to be able to just walk over and bump into either one of these two, and everything would continue as normal. But obviously IO have fixed the lighting somewhere in Paris, which means someone somewhere on every other map is now broken. An increasingly annoying thing that has been happening in the last few months. So eventually everybody continues on with their routine, and we're just going to get rid of this guy very quickly, as you are extremely annoying, and off the cliff he goes. So one more target to go, and they are all the way down at the church. So this is so far a 12-minute speed run. You may have noticed I am not a speed runner, not by a long shot. I am a much more slow, methodical and patient assassin. So once we get all the way down to the church, we're going to make our way up the stairs here, and we are going to plant our banana here on the top of the stairs. We've just passed our target, who has just left, and when he returns he will slip on that banana, and we can then deal with him appropriately. So once he makes his way back up the stairs, he doesn't see the banana because he's blind, which works in our favor. And if anything, he just had an accident fall that really should have broken his neck the way he landed, but it didn't. So we're just going to help him along by sending him on the express route to the ground floor. So that's our final target finally eliminated. and all that's left for us to do is to make good our escape, and we're going to take the crypt exit as there will be no enforcers along the way. So we're just going to head now straight for the harbour exit, as that is the closest and quite possibly the only exit available to us. So there we go, one more subscriber contract taken care of. I just want to point out that Mr. Anderson did give me 4 contracts to complete for this week, though I am only able to complete 3 as the Colorado contract appears to be somewhat bugged, and I am entirely unable to eliminate the target in the manner provided. It is a fire accident kill, and regardless of even if I knock the target out, drag him to the fire barrel and set it alight, he will not die. He seems to be an immortal. Either way, we've managed to secure all of our targets and our objectives, and we got our silent assassin rating, and I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.